So, since that last video I made about day traders, I got a response from some of the people I talked about in the video. Both Umar Ashraf and Madaz Money got back to me on Twitter. Umar responded to some of the things I said in the video, and Madaz actually agreed to come on and do an interview. Just for some added context, I actually requested an interview from Umar a while before the video went up, and he did agree at first, but eventually stopped responding, so I just stopped trying to reach him. So on Twitter, he responded that he gets multiple interview requests a day and wasn't able to do an interview with me because of scheduling issues. Then he responds to what I accused him of. Now I just want to say real quickly that I didn't actually accuse Umar of anything. I just want it on the record that I'm making no claims to whether he's legitimate or not. I just presented what I found in my research. So he lists 5 points. 1. I posted my live logins from TD Ameritrade for transparency purposes multiple times. At this point, I'm done trying to prove myself. So yes, this is true, and I actually already included that in my original video. I even said myself that I didn't think that he was faking that. I did, however, ask for a live login that included an equity curve as well. The second point he said was that the cars from 2012 that I brought up in my video were rentals for his high school prom. So since my video, he's unprivated that Lambo picture on his Instagram page and added #rental to the description to clear up any confusion. Fair enough, I won't contest that, but I still want to point out that there was another Lambo post 3 months later. So maybe it was another rental, or maybe it was a video taken from prom night that he decided to post 3 months later. I really don't know. The third point was that his account equity positions and all the positions that he takes, he posts. So he doesn't post all of his positions, at least not publicly, but he does post quite a few of them. On his Instagram and Twitter, he regularly posts screenshots like this that show his profits on the day, and then a picture of the finer details of the trade on his platform, TradeZilla. He also occasionally does a full breakdown of some of these trades on his YouTube channel. Regardless, this wasn't really my point when I asked for an equity curve from the broker. I wanted to see something directly from his broker, other than a snapshot of a number. The results we see on TradeZilla show some pretty incredible results, and I'm not saying that they're not real, it's just that he's shown some amazing consistency that I haven't seen from many other traders, especially during a market like this. So if his TD Ameritrade equity curve reflects this, then he's literally one of the greatest traders in the world, I think. His last 2 points were that his stock trading course, Stock Market Lab, has been closed for 95% of the year, and he hasn't marketed it on his YouTube channel or Twitter for the past year or so. And the only thing that he does market right now is his trade journaling tool, TradeZilla. Fair enough. I want to thank you for your response, Umar. I appreciate it. Next, on to Madaz. I had a good conversation with Madaz in which we talked about some of the things that I brought up in the video, so here that is. Alright Madaz, thanks for coming on. I know that the video I made maybe didn't portray you in the best light at times, so thank you for agreeing to do the interview. The first thing I want to ask is, well, first of all, how did my video come to your attention?
Well, I mean, you tweeted it at me on Twitter, so
yeah.
I was like, you know what, this is kind of cool. Cause actually, I've seen your content before.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan. So it was kind of entertaining for me to see myself on a channel. Your channel is based off of like scary stories and all that, and it was kind of like out of place. I'm like, well, what's the deal with this? So I had to click on it, and I'll give you some credit, man. You did some digging. It was entertaining. I found it kind of interesting to watch. I watched it from beginning to end, by the way.
Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, so first question I got to get out of the way that I'm sure we're all wondering. Those screenshots that Guru Leaks posted with the whole, like, let the sheep think you're a millionaire, bro. Like, what? Can you explain that for us?
Of course. I knew you were going to ask that. And,
yeah, of course.
I knew it was going to come up. So let's be honest. I mean, when I first started this chat room, I had the best of intentions. I've been creating content for free I've been trading since 2011. I've been creating content for free on YouTube since 2013. So I only started my current Madaz Money community in 2019. So I was giving away free content for 6 years. So I've always had the best of intentions. I've always wanted to share my knowledge and just give away free information. And then when I started that community, and one of the biggest things I underestimated was the amount of effort it took to run that thing. So naturally, I brought on a lot of people to help me out. And I quickly brought on a lot of people that were my friends. And I think there's one thing that they will tell you when it comes to business, that you shouldn't be going into business with your friends. Found that out the hard way. So naturally, I brought on people that weren't exactly a good fit, and I was trying to fit a square into a circle. And with respect to that specific conversation, it was of course taken out of context naturally, and it was just that was basically my Donald Trump locker room talk moment, right? I mean, words were said that weren't shouldn't have been said, but the whole idea was we were just talking about marketing, and we were just talking about just being flashing and all that. And at the time, I was trying to grow the business, and we didn't know what was working. We weren't doing as well as we'd hoped when we launched the service. So naturally, we were trying a couple different angles, and as you can see now, those individuals no longer work with me. I only work alone now. I learned the hard way that if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So now I work pretty much by myself. And on top of that, yeah, if you go to my Instagram and you look at my content, you don't really see me post anything. I haven't posted on my Instagram for over a year. And if you actually look at my Instagram, I've made maybe like two Lambo posts, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm taking a completely different route. That
Yeah.
conversation actually took place in like 2018 or something. So it's been like 4 years.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, still, I mean, it still definitely doesn't paint the best image. Like, do you regret this conversation that you had with him?
I mean, like I said, at the time, your emotions are kind of high. We weren't doing as well as we've hoped, and people always say things that they're naturally going to regret. I mean, if you're going to take an excerpt or something out of context of anyone's Discord or text conversation or DMs, I mean, everyone's guilty of, saying something that they regret at one point or another. And
Sure.
it's very easy to paint somebody like they're like the devil, right?
Yeah.
Anyone that knows me personally knows that I'm a very, very upfront and honest guy. A lot of my clients, I've taken them out to dinner, had drinks with them. We did like a meetup last year where we had like a car meet, a local car meet, and I brought out my car, my Lambo, and people came, and it was a good crowd. We came out and I bought them all dinner, and we all had a good time. So anyone that actually knows me knows how I really am. Actions speak louder than words, like they always say. So.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, that's the hard question out of the way. Well, also, so Micah, yo, that was just your friend then who doesn't work for you anymore, or what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I've met up with him in person maybe like twice, so he's more of like an online buddy.
Okay, got it.
And yeah, it just wasn't a good fit, and yeah, we just don't work together anymore.
Got it. Okay. So before madasmoney.com was a thing, you had like immediately after you quit your job back in 2014, was it right?
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Yeah, so almost immediately after you quit your job to trade full time, you started that site called watchmadastrade.com. So why did you end up creating that site so quickly?
Yeah, so that was one of the points that you got wrong in the video, and I don't blame you
Okay.
for that one. So that site was actually not mine. I got my start at a smaller chat room which no longer exists. It was called Stockhaven, and the owner of Stockhaven and I became kind of buddy buddy, and we're still good friends to this day. And he decided to start watchhimtrade.com, and Watch Mad As Trade was an offshoot of that.
Okay.
So he
See,
invited,
that
yeah,
confused me because I saw the watch him trade and like I had a lot of trouble connecting those dots. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And if you actually, I mean, maybe you can check it on the Wayback Machine or something. I don't know if you can still see it, but Watch Him Trade and Watch Mad As Trade were essentially identical looking sites visually,
Hmm.
and almost content wise, they're exactly the same. So it was his idea, and then he kind of just picked me from his room, and he basically said, "Hey, you want to start this thing?" And at the time, I was only in the game for 3 years, and I was like, why not? It's new. I want to see what it'd be like, and we did it for about a year, and uh, it eventually became not sustainable, and he ultimately decided to pull the plug, not me. And either way, it was a lot of work. We had to post content every single day, and yeah, it was catching up to me either way. So I didn't have a problem with no longer doing that.
Okay, so what when did the name change from Watch Him Trade to Watch Mad As Trade?
It wasn't a name change. They were both simultaneous.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So think about it this way: like, watch him trade is like his thing, and then watch Mad As Trade was like another thing, like a sister site.
Okay, got
And
it.
it's and then
And then
somebody
they
could
both
sign
shut down at
up.
the same time.
Yeah, yeah, and somebody could sign up for
Okay.
watch him trade or watch Madaz trade or both if they wanted to. And I think he primarily focused on options trading, and I've primarily focused on like at the time penny stocks and small cap stocks.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Got it. So let's talk about your service. So how are your members doing? Like I would say, okay, I guess out of all the people that actually sign up for your service and that actually try, how likely are they to actually succeed in trading?
Well, I mean, you've seen a numerous number of testimonials, both video and text screenshots of people in a room. I think you actually took the liberty of, asking a couple of them yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of guys that have been there since day one, right? We launched a service in, I believe, in like 2018, 2019. So there've been guys that have been there since the inception of Madaz Money. So that's a testament to the fact that they're doing well. So, I mean, our method is something that's timeless, and it's something that I've been doing. As I said, I've been trading for 11 going on 12 years now, and if to be in the game for that long and something that supposedly 95% of people fail at, I mean,
Yeah.
that should speaks volumes to it. And we've been in the business with Madaz Money now for 3 4 years. So you can just come to the chat room. I'd be more than happy to give you a free trial of the room for a week, man. You can check it out for yourself, and
Yeah, sure.
and
Yeah, I would do.
that would answer all your questions. I'm
Okay.
live on the mic every single day. I call out my trades, do my analysis, answer questions live on the mic, and you can see how we operate, man. It's just it's straightforward. It's very straightforward, and you'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay.
Yeah.
How long does the average person stick around that buys the service?
I don't really have that information off the top of my head.
Okay.
Um, but naturally, you know how it is with this type of thing. Like, even if you tell people exactly to a T what to do, there's going to be people that are not going to be able to do it, right? Because trading is not for everyone. Some people just don't have like the emotional control for it. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. But I mean, there are definitely a good amount of people that have lasted a while. So
Okay.
that's what more I look at. There are a lot of people that don't participate in the chat room, so there's no way for me to know
Sure.
off the top of my head. But I don't know, I would probably say like, if I were to guess, maybe 3 4 months or so. I would say like if I were to say on average.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Would you say
Yeah.
that a significant amount of these people have found long-term success? And if so, how would you like gauge that? Because I know not everyone's gonna just like share their results like you do, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, they sign up because they get a direct line to me. So, the guys that actually take it seriously, not the guys, because obviously there are going to be people that sign up and then leave within 1 or 2 months because they're just like, oh, let's just see what this is about. It's not for me, and
Hmm.
then they just leave, or maybe they don't take it seriously and then they kind of like, do their own thing. But the guys that do reach out to me and take full advantage of the service, and this is something I very, very much encourage when they sign up. It's like, hey, if you need help, or you just want to chat and you want to just need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of these guys' backstories and I know their struggles. So the guys that do have long-term success are the guys that take full advantage of, you know, the resources that I provide and just my time. I'm more than willing to volunteer my time. I've talked to some of these guys, some of these guys like every single day. So there's a clear like what's the word? It's pretty obvious to tell who's going to do well and more likely to succeed and who's not, right?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So as far as your actual strategy, can you, I mean, I know you can't probably fully go into it, but can you give us like a gist of what you do exactly?
Yeah. So, what's funny is that, like I said, I watched your video from beginning to end, and I watched the entire full uncut interview with Stock Jock. And
Yeah.
it was very interesting because he does a lot of the things that I do. It's coincidence, pure coincidence, because I actually never talked to him. I've never heard of him even. But
Hmm.
a lot of the things he does is very similar to what I do. Like he buys a dip in an uptrend and stuff like that. I also short pops in a downtrend. So there are multiple videos that you can go on my YouTube channel, Madaz Trader, and you can go and just search it up. And I've coined a couple of terms that I've found other people that started using. So the washout long is basically my version of the buying the dip, but it's basically like a sharper drop as opposed to like a smaller dip. And then I would just jump in, and then there would be like a quick instant resolution candle the other way, like a quick bounce or instant resolution, or
Okay.
a mean reversion, right? So
Sure.
that's one of my main strategies. And if you flip the same thing and flip the script and short the pops, it's the same way. We call it a panic pop short. So yeah, if you search up those terms, there's going to be probably easily like 20, 30, 40, 50 videos on my YouTube channel that really goes into detail about it.
Okay, cool, cool. So
Yeah.
this year has probably been, I think your like worst year. Yeah, I think it's your only red year that at least that I've seen,
Yeah.
right? So you're
Yeah.
down close to $1 million. What
Right.
this year seems like it's been harder for a lot of the traders I've talked to. What's going on?
Well, I mean, we kind of saw probably the most epic market in a very long time in 2020 and 2021 due to COVID, right? I mean, we had every single person that was probably should have been working, staying at home and then opening up Robinhood accounts and funding it with their stimulus checks. We've had like sports bettors. They had no sports to bet on. So they naturally just stayed home and started betting on the stock market instead. Same with casino goers. They couldn't go to the casino. So instead, what they brought the casino home to them, right?
Hmm.
So we had an unprecedented amount of market participants and therefore an unprecedented amount of liquidity and an unprecedented amount of, let's just say, dumb money, right? That's the term that we get thrown around in the stock market, right? A lot of people just not knowing what they're doing and just buying anything and everything. So as naturally, we had more money to extract from. So that's why we had like our best years in 2020 and 2021, and a lot of people did as well. Like Stock Jock said he had his best year in
Hmm.
2021, right? So it's no coincidence there. So anyone that knew what they were doing, they were prepared for it and they took full advantage of it. And the people that were not prepared for it and they just dove in head first, not knowing what they're doing, they were immediately taken out of the game very quickly. Now, 2022, like I said, going on that point, all of those people that left the markets left the entire environment very much devoid of liquidity. There was no more dumb money left. So you're pretty much stuck trying to fight hedge funds and robots. So it's it's like trying to play chess against a computer on hard mode. It's not that easy. So that's
Okay.
natural. Yeah, that's naturally what happened. I mean, in a nutshell. I mean, I can go on about it for hours, but
So just like a
that's
shift from a super easy market to now like the real
right,
market.
right.
Okay, I see. Interesting. Okay. Uh, Finally, would you be willing to do a live account login that shows an equity curve like directly from the broker? I know you have pictures of a curve on the site, but would you show one that was like straight up screenshot right from the broker?
Yeah, so I knew you were going to ask that, and I was thinking about how to make it work. I just can't get it to not show my name or my account number, so I don't know how I can do that. But I'd be more than willing to show it to you in
Okay.
private.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't care as much about seeing it in private because I'd want like something to show people because I don't want them to just take my word for it.
Let
I
me
don't know
see.
how we could, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
kind
don't
of
know,
tricky.
taping up the screen or something like that. Okay, that's good because yeah. Another thing about you is that your real name isn't out there like these other guys. So that's yeah.
Yeah. And the most important thing is I don't want my account number out there. I
Okay.
mean, that's an honest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
No, but I mean, I'd be more than willing to show. I mean, these are. I mean, I've been partnered with my broker for a while, and if you think about it, they wouldn't be partnering with me if I was like, fabricating these results, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Um, she's. I don't know. It's kind of tough because the way Stock Jock had it on his, I think he had E Trade.
Yeah.
I think
You tried.
E Trade allowed him to like asterisk and blank out his account number.
Okay. I see.
Unfortunately, with my broker, that's not an option. Um,
So from here, we spent the next 12 minutes or so trying to pull up the equity curve, but we had difficulty in doing so, I guess because his broker, Centerpoint Securities, it's not quite as straightforward as some of the other brokers. So we ended up eventually just settling on showing a like a broker statement at the end. So here's that.
all right, so I can't get this stupid chart thing to load, but I
Okay.
mean, I did the screenshot of my broker statement thing, and this is what I have from 2020 to 2022, and I could show you this.
Sure. Yeah. That'll work.
It's more or less the same thing as what you see on the website, but like I just essentially logged in right now, so it also factors in some of the losses I've taken recently.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure everything's blocked out. So how do I share my screen?
So there should just, if you just put your mouse over the screen. Wait, let me just screen.
Okay. Post the same screen.
Oh, wait, multiple participants. Wait, multiple participants. Oh, sure. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. All right. Just my screen. All right. You see now?
Yes, I see it. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's just a desktop background though. I don't see like a broker. Should I be seeing that?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna drag over
Okay, got it.
the screenshot right now. So yeah. All right. So this is what I have. So this is straight from a Snagit. So you know I didn't like do anything to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Is that fair?
Yeah. That's
Because
fair. That's fair.
if I open up Photoshop, then you could theoretically say I like move stuff. But
No, no, yeah, no, I got no, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, that works.
yeah, so you can kind of see. So there's reason why there's two accounts is because like I said, they changed clearing firms, so they basically moved my account from one clearing firm to another. So yeah, you can kind of see like my net here. So
Okay. Awesome.
yeah. So you can see even with despite the loss, I've still generated over 8 figures in trading profits in the last 2 years alone. And a lot of people like to say that I got lucky or whatever during the COVID market, but I've been around the game for like I said, almost 12 years. So I've been profitable from 2011 to 2019 pre-COVID, albeit not like this type of money, but I was still
Yeah.
making 6 figures, clearing 6 figures on the regular pretty easily during those years. So
All right, that's
whatever
cool.
you see here, add a couple 100,000 or maybe close to like a million on top of that.
Sure, sure. Okay, interesting. Awesome. And before we go, I do have one more question. I asked Guru Leaks to send me a few questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I already asked everything they wanted to ask, I think, but they also wanted me to ask this. I think I already know the answer to this, but they just wanted to say why sell a course if you're making money trading is what they said. But I feel like I already know the answer to that. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, right? Because first of all, like I said, I created content with the full intention of wanting to help people, and I did that for free for 6 years, right? And I was getting a lot of DMs from multiple platforms, from Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I wanted to create a more centralized hub. So I created the Discord community so that way everyone can just come to one spot and just ask me there instead of me having to check like 3 or 4 different platforms. So that's one thing. And I initially wanted to do it for either for free or cheap. However, I quickly realized it was pretty expensive.
Sure.
Like hiring a guy to design the website, having a guy to maintain the website, hiring staff members, hiring a support team, hiring a bunch of these people. I mean, they need to get paid. So
Yeah.
I quickly realized that there's no way I can do this for free. And if I were, it would be like some really poor quality, really low quality service anyways. Then at that point, why even do it? There was no really other way around it other than to, you know, charge people for it. If that's something that's frowned upon, then so be it. But that's just the nature of running a business.
Okay.
But I feel like the content that I provide is like top notch. I provide numerous free live trading videos on my YouTube, and then you add an extra element of me going live on the mic every single day and answering questions on the fly. I mean, you can't really beat that. And there's multiple chat rooms out there that don't even offer any of that stuff. Like the guy is probably there, he's not on the mic, he's not extremely transparent, he doesn't post his profit and loss every single day. I've been posting my P&L screenshots for over a decade every single day, win or lose. I mean, that's the sort of transparency that you don't see anywhere else. I was posting that even before I had the chat room. So I feel like the value that I add to people and traders in general from my chat room, my community is well worth it. And it's worth the cost of admission. And I just feel like the fact that they could just DM me at any time and expect a response and have a full-on conversation about whatever they want, and combine that with just me being fully transparent and just always open and always on the mic live trading every single day. That's just something that you're not going to get anywhere else. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, awesome, cool. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on and answering the questions. I really appreciate this, and honestly, I think this helped you. So, yeah, yeah, that's all. Have a good one.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Bye.
So there's the responses from these guys. Only one I didn't really get a response from was Humble Trader, but that's okay. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.